Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Boruto anime review. This one's going to be for episode 264. So we got a relatively light episode once again. I think we could probably expect that from the preview for this one. It's just going around the academy and dealing with these kind of mysteries that are kind of a bit of a legend in the academy. There are 7 of them, but you know, the 7th one doesn't actually exist. So we get sort of the creation of the 7th one through this kind of group dealing with this situation as they explore the other 6. Now, the slight kind of twist on the episode is that from the very beginning, you sort of get the idea that, okay, they sort of know that they're probably not real. So Kay and her kind of butler guy are the ones actually making it so that it's actually a little bit of a scary experience and making them real. They get Kawaki in on this quite early on. And so most of the episode is basically everyone being scared, kind of Himawari actually being the one to sort of like stick with it the whole way through and sort of figure out a few of the things. And then the 7th mystery ends up just being like, oh, Shino kind of got a bit ignored at the start, no one respects him, and just because of a kind of funny situation, he ends up becoming the 7th mystery in the school because he stays at night to clean, and he spilled some glow-in-the-dark paint on himself, and his insects kind of got into a sheet and looked like a ghost, and that's what happened there. In terms of like significant stuff from this episode, probably the most significant thing was like kind of right like midway point of the episode. Kawaki is talking to the butler guy, and they basically just address like why Kay is doing this, why is she putting so much effort into making this kind of fun event, and he just talks about how because she's like an heiress, she's expected to be a certain way, and so because of that she didn't really get a childhood, and we get like reveals that like she has a younger brother who she's never really interacted with, and so she's using this experience here as, you know, her childhood, and that's why she's taking so much fun and enjoyment out of everything here, is to get that experience that she never got when she was younger. Kawaki of course connects to this a bit because we know from him, because of the way he was raised, he also never really had a childhood, so he's sort of helping to facilitate that, and you can see he actually does end up having a bit of fun himself. So the subtle development on Kawaki as he gets involved in all this stuff is actually pretty nice. It's a big contrast to, of course, like say the direct manga content, being a lot more sort of dramatic with what's happening with his character. So I think the anime is going to work out quite well having these episodes, and it's going to make whatever happens with Kawaki all the more dramatic because we have had episodes like this where we see him just full on having fun. And even just the little scene with Kawaki and Himawari at the end where they're kind of basically talking to each other like brother and sister, and he just points out that you basically saw through everything, didn't you, with your Byakugan? And she points out that, like, I didn't use it the whole time, so I was scared initially, but yes, I did discover that it was you, like, dragging the statue around, but, you know, I played the part because it was fun, and Himawari's just enjoying her time here as well, just like everyone else. And, you know, because of that, you know, there's not too much substance to this episode. That one line of like, okay, so she has a brother, so it kind of speaks to this idea like, okay, like if she was actually assassinated, there would actually be someone who can step up, but we don't know what the situation is. It's an interesting approach that they've kind of set up this kind of deeper plot with like Kay, and Kawaki is here to protect her from assassins, but we so far haven't really seen that actually pan out in any sort of a way. And it's allowing for us to have these very kind of fun episodes at the academy, but I'm wondering when they're actually going to go through with anything like that, because the preview for the next episode doesn't really seem like there's not all that much going on, but the very end of the preview maybe suggested something going on, but it might just be a small incident that happens on their sort of like survival expedition thing that they're doing. We did get to see a few of the other characters get involved here. The character who has like the cloak, there was a kind of fun scene where that character was trying to get like a pen or something like that out, and they just reveal that like they have all of this kind of garbage basically in their cloak, and it's how on earth do you keep all that stuff there? That was kind of fun. You had the other two characters who just seemed to just argue with each other, which was kind of like, okay, fine, but I don't really care too much about these characters. But overall, probably one of those episodes that like this is just one to watch, get some enjoyment out of. There's not a lot to analyze with this one, which is why I'm not going through like, this is what the first mystery was, this is what the second mystery was, because at the end of the day, like, they didn't really matter. They were all very low key, just focused on like things that the kids kind of like had fun with. The more important stuff I think I got to in the episode. So I'd like to see some of the more important stuff with Kay come into play. Because I don't know how long this arc is like expected to be or anything like that, but it's good. But I do hope some more important stuff comes into play sooner rather than later. But yeah, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on this episode. Other than that, that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.